This is CNN Breaking News.
The breaking news just into CNN, a major decision from the U.S. Supreme Court. We've learned the Supreme Court has now allowed the release of the former President Trump's tax returns to a New York prosecutor now investigating his businesses. Our Jessica Schneider has been covering this morning and for the last several weeks and months. This is a very big development here.
It is, Jim, and a big loss for the former President Trump. As you said, we've been waiting on this decision since the middle of October, and now, the middle of February, we're finally getting this decision from the Supreme Court. They are saying that the Manhattan District Attorney, Cy Vance, can, in fact, get access to former President Donald Trump's tax returns. This is something that has been playing out in the courts for more than a year now. Remember, it was back in July when the Supreme Court said, no, President Trump, you do not have absolute immunity from these records that the prosecutor in Manhattan is seeking. This went back down to the lower courts. President Trump's attorneys continued to fight it in the lower courts, saying that this request was overbroad, it was in bad faith. The lower courts said, no, you have to hand over these records. But Trump's team continued to fight it to the Supreme Court. That was back in the middle of October. We've been waiting all of this time to determine what the Supreme Court would do. And now, a month after Trump left office, they have said that these tax records can be handed over.
At long last, Donald Trump's tax returns can be used against him in a court of law. This is a hugely significant development that has literally been years in the making. Since before he even ran for president, Trump has used the excuse of being under an audit to explain why he could not or would not release his tax returns. And throughout his presidency, multiple congressional committees and state investigations sought access to his returns, but the IRS and the Trump administration at large refused, which is how it ended up at the Supreme Court several months ago. But it wasn't until today that we finally got a ruling from them, which says that prosecutors in the Southern District of New York may indeed subpoena Trump's tax returns in their ongoing investigation into the Trump Organization and its many business dealings around the world. This, my friends, is the key to bringing down the entire Trump family dynasty. For decades, the Trump Organization has engaged in shady business practices all across the globe, including money laundering, breach of contract, and tax evasion, to name a few, and that's just what we know about and what has been reported on. With access to at least 10 years of Trump's taxes, prosecutors in Manhattan will be able to piece together a much fuller picture of what the Trump Organization has been engaged in financially. Crimes that could potentially carry a very significant prison sentence if prosecuted and convicted in a court of law. Now, certainly it's too early to claim victory or to make predictions on that front, but a critical piece to taking down the Trump dynasty that has been missing for years has finally been found as of today with this much-awaited ruling from the Supreme Court. This is particularly encouraging as rumors begin to swirl in conservative circles that Trump may be preparing to announce his intentions to run for president again in 2024, which could no doubt be complicated by a slew of charges that may eventually result from this ongoing investigation in the Southern District of New York. Should his tax returns have been made available to prosecutors earlier? Absolutely. But as always, it's better late than never.